Tyler Booker is with us, the Alabama offensive lineman. Will join us every Monday at 9:25. Good to see you again, my man. How are you?
I'm great. Good to be back on with you guys. How have y'all been?
Man, we've been fantastic. In a lot of ways, it feels like an eternity since that Michigan game out in the Rose Bowl with all that has gone on. Does it feel the same way for you?
Oh yeah, it feels so long ago, and honestly, we just got to put that game in the past and go on and focus on Western Kentucky this weekend.
Well, I know. All right, coach speak already from you, Tyler. but a lot has happened in this offseason. So I know it will feel good to get back on the field and do what Jim was talking about, is show that for all the doubters that say, well, the dynasty's over, the programs or whatever, that is not the case for Alabama football.
Of course, and everybody thinks that Coach Saban is gone. Coach Saban being gone, that means that we're going to be not the same. But like the standard lives through us, and that's what Coach Saban instilled in us. My 2 years of being there, and then some of the other guys on the team, like Malachi, he's going into his 5th year. Hugh Robinson, Tim Smith. So the standard lives on through us. So, yeah, that's Alabama football is still going to be played this Saturday at 6 p.m. Nothing has changed from that aspect.
Tyler,
there's going to be a different guy calling the plays.
We heard one of the bigger differences was the music at practice. I don't know if we ever got to the bottom of this, but Emily Grace McWhorter, our sideline reporter, was down at fall camp. She was going to try to find out who chooses the playlist. Do you have any idea who chooses the playlist for you guys?
I don't know, but we need a few more songs up there because there's one song from the 80s that plays every day. Like as soon as we walk on the field, and it feels like Groundhog Day. I'm like, man, especially during camp.
We noticed there was a ton of 80s music in the playlist. That's why we assume maybe it was Kalen DeBoer himself putting that list together.
More than likely it's him, but I didn't want to throw him under the bus, so you brought it up.
It's not something crazy like "Wake Me Up Before You Go." Nothing crazy like that, right?
It's close. It's close to some of that.
Yeah, I think it was like the Gap Band. You dropped the bomb on me or something.
Yeah. Hey, I want to ask you. I'm known for making things awkward, so I'll try not to do that here. But you look fabulous.
Oh wow!
Tell me about your body shape here. Is this a different off season for you? Do you feel in a different place than you were, say, this time last year?
Definitely, I definitely do. I've lost about 15 pounds since last season. I feel great. I'm moving a lot better. I really just focused on losing weight and fixing my body composition just because I looked at the NFL. Like not many people play at 350 and play for a long time. So it's all about longevity. And then another byproduct of me losing the weight was I feel a lot better. So I'm really excited to go into the season with this newfound athleticism.
Tyler Booker is with us. You may get some carries with that newfound athleticism. Tyler with us on the JohnsonRVCenter.com hotline. You are playing for a new position coach, Chris Kapilovic. Comes in as part of this staff. Will the fans notice a difference? What difference is there in the way he approaches offensive line play to maybe the way you've done it in the past?
Coach Cap is really focused on scheme. So I feel like what fans are going to see, we're going to have a much deeper understanding of the scheme. We're going to be assignment perfect, and Coach Cap brings the juice, something that he's carried along with his other schools that he's been at is the juice squad. So we're bringing the juice squad to Alabama.
The juice squad is what, Tyler? Please tell us about this.
So the juice squad, pretty much what that means, like the offensive line has to set the tone for any football team, and he sees setting the tone as juice. So we're the juice squad. So we're going to be the tone setters for the team, as it should be.
Well, tell us about the new quarterback on that offensive line, Parker Brailsford. I mean, we know he had an incredible sophomore campaign last year in Seattle, en route, to being an all Pac-12 guy, playing for a national championship. But what has he been like as a teammate?
Parker is essentially a coach on the field for us. Since he's played in that scheme for 2 years previously, he understands what Coach DeBoer is looking for. He understands the purpose of the play. And actually, when Parker just got here, I had him come over and the rest of the offensive line, had my girlfriend make some food, and we just watched a bunch of Washington film. And he was like, okay, this is what this play is. And when he said, like, okay, let's say this is inside zone, he called it something. I was like, okay, guys, this is what we called it last year, and this is what it is now. So really, he's really been a coach on the field and very helpful. And it also helps that he's super talented, too, super explosive. And I can't wait to play a real game with him.
Yeah, that happens this weekend. Tyler Booker is with us. We'll be talking with him at 9:25 every Monday throughout the college football season. And you get extended coverage over at covercrimson.com, covercrimson.com throughout the year as well. When you think about Alabama history, permanent captain, to to get that honor, man. Tell me, when they named the captains and it was you four guys and you were one of them, how did that hit home for you?
It was a huge honor, and I feel like God gives everybody their own special talents, and I feel like the special talent that God has given me is my ability to become a leader in the way that I become a leader. So I'm very strategic and intentional in everything that I do. So when I first got to Alabama, I knew that I wanted to be one of those permanent captains. So from the jump, I hung around the leaders, I hung around the older guys, and I kind of played the role in the back and just saw how they did things, saw how they conducted themselves. So when it was my time, I would know how to lead and then add my own spin on being a leader. And I just like to shout out Bryce Young, Will Anderson, Dallas Turner, even Malachi Moore, guys like that who have shown me what it takes to be a leader at the University of Alabama, and to be recognized as a leader by the rest of my teammates is a huge honor.
That is an amazing attitude. I know a lot of people love that. I do want to ask you about a guy that when it's been ones-on-ones, I assume you've seen a little bit of him. I am told LT Overton has had a nice camp. When you've gone against LT Overton, what has that been like?
Oh man, LT, he's just a dog. He's a great pass rusher. He gets me so much better whenever we go at it, and he keeps me on my toes, because what people don't realize, like, they see offensive linemen like, oh, set, punch, hold them, and just play basketball with them at that point. But there's a lot more to it. So LT, he catches me whenever I'm doing the same set, same punt, same routine over and over again. So he really forces me to get out of my comfort zone and try new things, because if I go out there and do the same old, LT is going to get me. And I definitely think he's gotten a lot better over fall camp. He's gotten me better along fall camp, and he's really gotten the defensive line as a whole better through fall camp. So I'm really excited to see him perform. And then also guys like Tim Smith, Tim Keenan, some of the older guys in that room. Like, it's just been a really fun camp for me, because obviously I have all the physical intangibles, but they have really made me focus even more on the mental side of the game and really playing the game within the game of changing up my set, changing up my punches. And that's just to their knowledge and them being at Alabama for a few years. But I'm very excited to see all those guys ball out this weekend.
You know, Nick Saban was super involved with the defensive backs in the past, and you always hear about Kalen DeBoer and how involved he is with the quarterbacks from Fresno State to Washington. How much of a difference have you noticed in fall camp with the one-on-one that DeBoer spends with the quarterbacks, and especially Jalen Milroe, as opposed to what you saw with Nick Saban with the quarterbacks?
To make a long story short, all the 50-50 calls go the offense's way, which is a nice change from my previous 2 years.
That's perfect. That is really good. So you're finally the fair child. You're finally the child that the parent likes better, right?
Yeah, no longer the stepchild.
All right, he is Tyler Booker, the Alabama offensive lineman. 6 o'clock Saturday night from Bryant-Denny Stadium on ESPN as Western Kentucky comes to open the season in the Kalen DeBoer era. Tyler, we wish you all the best, man. It's fun. We can't wait to see you and talk about the game next Monday.
Thank you. Talk to y'all Monday. Roll Tide.